Hello everyone, Sinow here, and I have finally been released from that quarantine mop that I was sporting before. They've managed to open up the barbers and stuff in Scotland, and I got a haircut, and wow, it feels really good. Honestly, I have to admit, it feels like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders. Almost quite literally, actually, now that I think about it. And I have a new Daniel deck for you all here, celebrating this good times with a good old Daniel build. So this new Daniel build that I'm showing you today makes use of his new passive, Invincible. This is a passive that means that when you control a zombie, you get roughly about 5 seconds of invincibility for that zombie. This not only makes you invulnerable to damage, it also makes you invulnerable to stuns, and this includes Tyrone's Kick, Flash Grenades, and Martin's Fever skill, which, as most Daniel mains will tell you, are some of the most annoying things to deal with because they go through the endurance passive here and they can still stun you, whereas this with Invincible passive, you cannot be stunned by these things. So I've come up with a build for this that's a little unorthodox looking, but give it a shot. You might be surprised by how well it works. I've had a lot of success with it, quite a lot of stomp games, and let me show you the skills, equipment, and deck before I discuss the strategy for it, and then we'll look at some examples. Okay, first of all, we're using Brutality for Tyrant, we're using Rend for Bloodlust for more grab damage, we're using Invincible for Puppeteer, we're using Overclock for the Area 2 card, we're using Caltrops for the Area 3 card. For equipment, we're using Enhanced Brain 3, Razor Claws 3, Implant Chip 3, I'll explain that one in a minute, and Fresh Blood 3. And then for the deck itself, we're using Crawling Zombie, Zombie times 2, Imposter Zombie, Enhancing Vapor Energy Leech, Tracker Mine, Discount, Viral Mod Berserker, Efficiency Mod Creatures, Red Queen Mod, and just a normal zombie at the end. So, the way that this playstyle works, it's a very kind of high tempo, high energy playstyle where you want to keep jumping into zombies to control them, grabbing or biting survivors with them, and then jumping back out again over and over to make advantage of this invincible time frame. You can get a grab off with it if you inhabit a zombie and then kind of very quickly go into the grab animation, but another thing to remember is that if a zombie starts a grab with just by itself with the AI, you can then control that zombie to give it invincible frames so that it completes the animation for it. This can be quite important because a lot of the time it's not so much getting a zombie to start a grab as it is allowing the zombie to finish the grab that can be difficult because they get stunned by survivor damage, etc. As for the equipment, so we're using Enhanced Brain 3. I originally started using this build with 2 Enhanced Brains to kind of give it like an ambush sort of vibe, but I found that although it's nice to have 1 Enhanced Brain to really help the zombies get up a lot quicker, I didn't really need both of them as much, so I went for Razor Claws 3, and this makes your bites like so much more aggressive, more difficult to deal with for the survivors, so that you're not just taking off time. It also does a fair chunk of infection damage too, because remember that the portion of damage that you do to the zombies, a portion of it is also implied as infection. So we are using Razor Claws 3 for this build, along with Enhanced Brain 3, so that the zombies get up quickly in rooms with survivors. We are also using Implant Chip. So I've noticed something funny about this game. Neobars sometimes has a weird tendency to add things that don't really make a lot of sense until the next update. For instance, when we only had 15 points total for our equip here, they added a lot of equipment that was like a kind of combination of 2 different things in one slot that like cost a lot of points. For instance, Researcher's Brain. And I remember sitting there looking at this thinking like, why would we want to use one equipment that takes up 10 over 15 points, because we can't really use anything else after this? And then in the update after that, they increased the total amount of points we had from 15 to 20, and then all of a sudden these like combination equipments started to make a lot more sense. You're like, oh, that's why you added it. I have a feeling that Implant Chip was a similar sort of vibe here, where at first I was like, why would you really care about how much quicker you can use a zombie after you start using EIS on it? If it's like completely still or whatever, it does like a little animation while you take control, which does stop it for a minute. But now that we have things like the Invincible passive for Daniel, Implant Chip makes a lot more sense to me, because it's so important to be able to do something with the zombie as quickly as you can to get as much value out of the Invincible. Unfortunately, when it comes to Invincible, you cannot reduce the cooldown after you control a zombie with something like the advanced processors. I've tried this myself and it seems to have a cap, kind of like the new cap for how quickly you can blow up traps for Alex. So you can't like repeatedly bounce in and out of a zombie over and over to give it invincible. There is like a short period of time where you have to wait. It's not very long, but it does mean that you can't use this EIS cooldown. So instead I'm using implant chip so that when you do control a zombie you can start doing something with it immediately, and this can help you start a grab animation and then complete it successfully within the window of invincibility that you get, rather than having to wait a little second while you do the inhabit animation and then going for the grab. The viral mod Berserker in particular makes it so that zombies get up a lot quicker when you first summon them as well, and it really helps to sort of keep the pressure on. I wasn't really sure about this at first, but it does work surprisingly well, and I find you'll see in the example footage there's once or twice where a survivor gets like grabbed on the floor by a zombie, and I think that Enhanced Brain and Berserker together are really helping to make the zombies have a kind of ambush theme to them, which really is part of how this deck works well. And then we have Red Queen mod. This is to make it so that you can use EIS over and over on zombies quite easily. It almost makes it instant by itself. It's not quite, but it's like so fast. It makes it so much easier to use so that you can keep jumping in and out of the zombies. Here's 2 example games of it in action. Bear in mind these are both example games from my stream, so you can see what people are saying in the chat below my face cam. There might be 1 or 2 things that I say at the start of the video that might not make a lot of sense because it was like in the middle of a conversation, but these are 2 games where I felt like the survivors had like a little bit of a chance against me. They weren't just complete stomps. Anyway, this has been Sinow. Thank you for watching so far, and let's see this build in action. This Becca skin, I feel like she should be serving me a burger in like a 50s themed diner right now. Having said that, chat, though, one of my suggestions was warlords. But like, lord is considered like a masculine term, right? The existence of warlords implies the existence of war ladies. And I'm into that. Yo, where are my war ladies at? Oh, bitch, get a job. Oh, they took out the camera. Who would have guessed? Okay. What are you calling Hikyomono? Just call me a coward. I don't have any more grabs, unfortunately. Did you see the double zombies went into like a weird diagonal pattern there? That was strange. Oh! Are you shooting out my buffs? I hate it when they do that. Alright, just kill it. Yeah, Becca's still difficult for me to deal with. Also, Martin is running over there. The extra damage is coming in clutch. I was pressing that button so hard there. They're gonna get to the next area, but at what cost? Can I just say it's so satisfying when he uses this fever and it doesn't hit the zombie that you're currently controlling? It's like Christmas for me. Nice tie, Martin.
だがお前らにその義務はない。抵抗したきゃしろ。俺は別に構わねえ。
Oh, Barry!
Oh my god, please load faster.
Too close.
おい、
You were almost a
feel
jibble
that?
sandwich.
You're right. Barry, thanks for saving my life.
Don't ask me about that trap. I'm not taking questions at this time. Oh no, please don't get me, Becca. You're so strong, and I am so weak. Okay. No! Yes! Oh, fuck yeah. Let's go. Every time. Oops. Oh, I totally fucked this up. Oh, frame rate. These guys are kind of giving me a run for my money. Yeah, this has been a bit of a rough area for me. Shit. Nice. God, she really screams in Japanese, Becca. It makes me a little uncomfortable, actually, if I'm being honest. Are you... really? Yeah, fuck him up, King. Is this fucking Valerie made of steel? Why does she have so much health? I cannot believe that tracker mine worked there. Oh, that's a shame. Can you believe that tracker mine actually worked? Talk about calculated. I don't need that. Thank you. It was all part of the plan, baby. Yo, I'm not just a pretty face. Yes, I am now taking questions about that mine, thank you. Such as, why am I so smart? Oh, I can't believe that missed. I think I won anyway, but... that was a slightly better team. I had to try a little bit, get a little sweaty. .368 NYC. That's not a name I'm familiar with, but I recognize a lot of the names coming in here. Thank you so much for the raid, I really appreciate it. What a cool name. You sound like a club. A club that I'm probably not cool enough to get into, honestly. Here's the viral mod finally. Sweet, I'll have to check that out. Oh my god, imposter zombie, calm down. Girl, you gotta calm down. Tyrone, die. I wish you had Berserk. Get out of here. Thank you so much for the raid, everybody. My name is Sinow. I specialize in playing a game called Resident Evil Resistance, which I'm currently sweating while playing right now.
そんなわけねえか
It's a game a little bit like Dead by Daylight, but a bit more tactical, I would say. I'm playing as the Mastermind, which is like the evil role. It's a 1 versus 4 game.
とは言えないだが
And I'm bullying some early 20-somethings inside a maze. You're doing great, sweetie. Thank you. Oh, she ran right into it. Perfect. Look at this hot dogger running about, though.
さあそれをどう
Jill, are you okay?
自分でやるのが一番手っ取り早い
Yeah, I should have summoned something there. It was really obvious that it wasn't gonna work. I've got an idea. Let's try and punish her in here. God, she's so fast.
こいつは痛みを
Oh, I misplayed that a little bit. I think this Jill's smart enough to realize that her friend needs help. Damn.
この先は楽しいぞちょっと死も待ってる
Wish I could get another zombie here or something to help out, because they're gonna try and save him in a minute. They have to.
こいつは痛みを感じない子供遊びにはぴったりなんですよ
Oh, now who's speed running, huh? Yeah, now who's fucking speed running? Hot dog that, bitch. Got him. Fuck, I love this game. I love this game so much.
必要なものを渡さなきゃならないだがお前らにその義務はない抵抗したきゃしろ俺は別に構わない
Stair grabs are great. Oh, shit. Oh, I totally missed. What a terrible Yorick spawn. I couldn't do anything.
お前も歯車の一部に過ぎないカードキーを取ってこれはくたばらせるのに効率的な方法とは言えないだが
Anyway.
命令は命令だ
Yeah, these guys are like total speedrun strats here. Anyway, back to farming Tyronia, you're not kidding. So if you try and grab a hot dog or Jill from the front, she'll constantly just hit you back. Which does waste a bit of time, but it doesn't work very well. Oh yes, zombies, yes! Mr. X!
俺がここを全部仕切ってるさらなる実験のためにお前らは置いとく文明の衰退はこれからも続くそしてお前たちの命も終わる今日でなくともじきにな
And those are some pretty good survivors. I've played against that Lin Kuei person before and they're quite good. And I think I recognize maybe Micmad as well. Fun game. Fun.